Greetings, fair earthlings. I am Smelly B, and I'd like to welcome you either to or back to my channel where the topic of conversation is all fragrance all the goddamn time. Leading as I always do with a bit of housekeeping, declaring for you all that I am not an expert by any means. I'm not posturing myself, like my opinion is better than anybody else's. I'm a mere consumer. And I'm giving my opinions from the ground. I'm not an expert, not claiming to be, not training to be, as I always say. So I'm very much open to, feedback, to correction, just to coaching and teaching in general. I'm happy to learn what you all know and share what little bit I know also. Talk to me in the comments. I'm here for the community. Okay, so haven't gotten that out of the way. Today, so let me. I've been noticing everybody sort of shifting into Valentine's mode, such as USA capitalistic culture. We're moving to the next, branded holiday, the next consumer holiday, which it's okay. I'm about what if health and wealth for what? You know what I mean? If you're gonna live, fill it up with as much nonsense as you can. You only get one go at it. Neither here nor there. I see people shifting into Valentine's Day mode. I'm seeing the fragrance houses, certain ones with special releases, even for Valentine's Day this year, and all of the reviewers jumping on and such. And there was one in particular that was quite enticing to me. Still is, and I may still grab it. I don't know yet. I'm trying to practice some discipline with fragrance purchasing and to really check my psyche. There's a lot of psychology involved in sort of the fragrance community and how and why people choose fragrances and how and why people present them and all that stuff. And I'm trying to really check myself at the gate. Why are you buying it for real? For what? Like, is this a humble flex? When people showing, like, I'm really trying to stay low to that ground. So even if I do purchase the one I have in mind, which is out of the little Valentine's line. And I don't even know if it's supposed to just be for Valentine's Day or if it's just new and it happens to coincide with the timing. Fragrance Dubois Secret Tryst. I'm chewing on my tongue today. You see that? Fragrance Dubois Secret Tryst sounds so tantalizing to me. But before I hit button now, I was like, Bianca, step away. Check yourself. What for? For why? For whom? You sure? And I'm gonna wait a little while and decide. But in the meantime, I said, what do you have already? What do you have already that you love? That the fragrances that really capture sort of the essence of love for you, in honor of the holiday. I decided, I'll challenge myself to pick a couple and present sort of my love in a bottle review, my collection of little fragrances that at least in my collection that just smell like love to me. Love in all its phases, as dynamic and ever sort of changing as love can be. Neither here nor there. Okay, so and I actually have a little laptop here with me today, so that I can look up notes, so I'm not just guessing off the top of my head like I normally do. Like, this one smells like creek water. Is that butter? I'm trying to give you all an official review. I'm trying to step it up, all right? So with my beloved Fragrantica open and at my aid, let us begin. So I was trying to think of love again in its phases, and I'm like, where does love begin? And I'm thinking of sort of that crush phase. In fact, before I start talking, let me pause and put my phone on the charger because it's giving me the little alert saying my battery is at like 15%. Stand by. You hold for me? 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So as I was saying, so love in all its phases, First, the crush, sort of that crush phase when you just come across a person that sort of, light your fire a little bit. Wait a minute, he kind of, he came here with you? Oh, you know what I mean? The beginnings where there's still, there's no pressure. It's still light. Everything they do is still cute to you. You don't realize you hate the way this motherfucker chew yet. Pardon my French. That he read with his finger under the words. You know what I'm saying? It's when he's new and all it's all spark, it's all sparkle, it's all just delicious, juicy, light, wonderful, electric energy. I'm like, what fragrance do I have that makes me think of that? And I went with Dolly Mania. by Salvador Dali. This came out in 1999. It is for women. This is the bottle. It's kind of cool. It's sort of, well, of course, Salvador Dali is quite artsy. It's like a face, but around and around and around. It's got the nose, the lips. It's a cool bottle to me. Excuse me, Dolly Mania. This came out in 1999. And this is just all juicy fruits in the beginning. Very peach. The first blast is nothing but doggone peach. Oh, and it's good. It smells like a light peach, like a, what's that drink? There's a drink, like a, what do you call it, a peach Bellini? It reminds me of that. Because it's got, the black currant always comes across to me boozy. I think that's why. So in the top there's peach, black currant, and orange. All of which are accounted for here. The peach more than anything. The black currant and orange sort of just frame it. Make it stick out real nice. I like this one. The mids are coconut, iris, rose, jasmine, lily of the valley, which is supposed to be an attractive, sort of note. Milk, vanilla, sandalwood, amber, and musk. The bottom. Got carried away and started listing them all. The base notes are milk, vanilla, sandalwood, amber, and musk. And everything's here. It's definitely fruity in the top. As it starts to make its way down, as it starts to dry, it does become a little more floral. And it's nice. And I don't even like, these are two things I hate. I don't like fruity fragrances and I don't like florals, but somehow they all just play together so nicely here. It's so flirty and it's just lighthearted and it's fun, but it also has a bit of a maturity to it. This is not, it doesn't come across to me as childish or juvenile at all, and I appreciate it for that. This is how, if I'm going to wear fruity florals, this is how. It's the dry down for me. And it's not there yet. It's the deep dry down that really, really makes me appreciate this fragrance. Dolly Mania, 1999, Salvador Dali. Now, do I want to show y'all the atomizer? Quite lovely. I like it. Nice little even, nice mist. Get a lot in one spray. I really appreciate this fragrance. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I want to move right on. So again, that's the fragrance that for me comes across, like in the way you experience it, very much. I could see it paired with sort of the imagery of a first encounter, like a really, really flirty, fresh first encounter. Okay, so let's see which one I want to do next. With Fragrantica by my side to empower me. Let's see. Where I want to go here. Okay, so let's move into next phases. When you've passed first encounter phase, you all are actually in each other's orbit now. You're in each other's space. Where everything's still new. You're still, on site, baby. Okay? You hear what I'm saying? It's just every time, whatever it's pure heat. It is pure passion. It's the most, we all chase that beginning. I believe that's why a lot of men have a hard time settling down. In present, women these days still help me trouble settling down because it's something so special about a beginning. Just that wonderful phase in a relationship where everything is new. You're still learning about each other. You're still exploring one another. You're still, pushing all the buttons and turning all the knobs to see what does what. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful phase to be in. And there aren't any inhibitions because you don't have the wherewithal to be inhibited. A lot of times, especially if you're young, you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? You're not as trepidatious as you become when you're older. That's a lot, but what I'm getting at is that particular phase. I'm like, what fragrance in my fragrance wardrobe captures sort of that phase in a relationship where there is nothing but heat, baby. It's all passion. It's juice. You know what I mean? It's it's just good. It's sweetness. It's just beautiful. It is the spice of life. What fragrance gives me that? I picked, where you at? I picked Roberto Cavalli, Paradiso Assoluto. Pardon my country self trying to pronounce these things. This one. All right, let's check it out. Let's talk about the notes profile here. We're going to do it proper because I got Fragrantica open. All right. So this one was launched in 2016. Let's scroll down to the notes. So the top notes in this one are wisteria, pink pepper, grapefruit, bergamot, lemon, wild jasmine, red lily. It's the passion fruit for me. That's the mid. The mid is wild jasmine, red lily, passion fruit. And then going into the base, you have vanilla, cashmere, sandalwood, and my beloved patchouli. I like this. I like this so much. Again, like I said, it's the combination of the passion fruit note. For me, the cashmere and the patchouli. But this is incredibly well blended. It's quite difficult to really point at notes it's like what do you call that, the type of fishing where you got the sort of that harpoon and have to try and catch with a spear. That's how it is for me trying to find the notes in this, and that's a beautiful thing. It's not like that it's linear. It's that it's very, very, very well blended to me. I like this. I like this fragrance a whole fuck of a lot. Pardon my French. If you're gonna be here, you might as well get used to me cussing. I figured I'd just go ahead and say that. So every time I don't have to say, oh, excuse my mouth. So pardon my friend. Look, this is what it's going to be. I love you. I'll try. I promise. I'll try for you. But this is a beautiful fragrance, and it really does capture the essence of that for me, where everything is just lush and juicy and just dripping and present. And again, like I said, sort of like with the notes profile here, it's really difficult to pick one thing out from another. It's that way in the beginning. You're not seeing each other for real. You don't see each other clearly yet. Things haven't quite come into focus. You feel there's the essence of things. There's a beauty lurking underneath, but you don't know yet. You don't know what you don't know. That's this fragrance for me. I love it. Check it out. It's wonderful. Moving right along, where do I want to go? Okay, so let's go into next phase where we're out of that, where everything's brand spanking new and it's all hot and passionate and exciting and juicy and all that good stuff, where you realize, or at least in a good relationship, we're talking about one that stands the test of time. We're not talking about hitting and quitting. Maybe I should do a video on that. But we're talking progress. We're talking about a love that is mature. You know what I mean? And we're following the trajectory of that. So coming out of that phase, moving into when you do start to really, really see each other and things come into focus. You see the lines of your person. You see the height and shape of them. And you start to be able to smell them and actually hear what they're saying. Oh, God. And you realize one day, y'all not having sex. Y'all making love now. So a fragrance that captures that transition for me. Making love on a cold morning under a warm blanket. Realizing that your engagement to one another has changed into something new. Y'all looking at each other a little different now. It's maturing. I'm going to go with an old school fragrance. This is Capucci de Capucci. I believe that's what it's called. Yes, Capucci de Capucci. And this came out, let's see, when did this launch? You know I love a good vintage fragrance. There you are. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm babysitting Fragrantica while I'm talking to you all. 87. This came out in 87. Capucci de Capucci. Let's scroll down to the notes pyramid. So the top notes here are aldehydes, coriander, peach, Green notes, lemon, bergamot. The opening of this is so good to me. Usually fragrances aren't good at the open. It usually takes them a little minute. It's the even right at the first blast for me. This is, I can look at the atomizer too. You don't see that? So velvety. It's milky at the top to me. Although I don't think there's any milk not in here. But that top is so good. This is so good to me. It smells like a big old cable blanket or cable sweater. You know, with those thickly knit. It's not that little tight little cords. I love this damn fragrance. Mid notes are tuberose, ylang ylang, rose, carnation, jasmine, and again that lily of the valley. We noticing the theme here. It says an attractive, sort of fragrance for men to women, or however you get down. And then in the base you have oak moss, leather, patchouli, civet, amber, coconut, vetiver, and cedar. This fragrance is delicious from the top to the bottom. It's not you have to spray it. Give it some time and wait for it to change. Like, no, every stage, every phase that this goes through is absolutely beautiful. Such as your lover in a relationship where it's actually working. You do go through phases. Things do, sort of reveal themselves over time about your lover, things that are new and completely foreign to you about them. It's like meeting a stranger ever so often, in your house. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful encounter every time. Every time you meet one of the new faces, it's love at first sight. You know what I mean? Or it can be loved. When it would take you a little effort to learn to love some of the aspects. There's still the love is in the journey. You love the journey. Nevertheless, wherever it takes you all, boom, 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 boom. That's this fragrance for me. Absolutely gorgeous. Years in the game. Again, I said that this one came out in '87. Beautiful, beautiful vintage fragrance. Absolutely, I feel could be marketed, put in a different bottle, put back on shelves today, and would be right in all of the niche snob videos, and them acting like they discovered walking upright. Neither here nor there. Moving right along. So where we want to go now? Okay. So moving out of that phase, we're going to move into when the relationship matures. This is, for me, this fragrance is wedding night. It feels white to me. It feels like a celebration. It feels familiar, like family. It's cozy, but also very new and fresh at the same time. It's just got the feeling of new endeavors, of hope and possibility. And I know that sounds really, really like I'm reaching for a fragrance, but it really does give me, I can so see all of that. This is us agreeing to do this. You know what I mean? And the wonderful feeling of doubling down on your commitment, like just having a beautiful thing and appreciating it and turning a corner into some sort of, brand new terrain. You've been together this long, but this is the next phase of a journey. And we have no idea what's around the corner. This is that for me. It's just like a bottle of hope. Love and hope. Just beautiful. It is one of the infused products. This is Prada infused with Iris. So Prada, I'm supposed to be showing y'all boxes. I haven't showed y'all any boxes. I guess I'll run through them all at the end. But this is Prada Iris, more recently launched. That wasn't as long ago as these others. Hold on, let me see if I can stand by. Me and Fragrantica will be back in a minute. There you are. Iris always makes me think of weddings. I don't know why that is, but in the top, wait a minute. Let's talk about when it launched first. So this one was launched 2007. So yeah, been some time, but not as long as the others. It's a floral woody musk, 2007. Top notes are African orange flower, neroli orange, citrusy top notes, mandarin orange. The mids, iris, galbanum, Mastic or Lentisk. You know, these are not I'm not familiar with. I'll have to look. Is it Mystique? Mastic. I don't know how to say this. Feel free to peruse Fragrantica on your own and get familiar with this note. It's not one I'm totally familiar with. I'll have to look into it. But of course, the iris is prominent in this. And the base is incense, Virginia cedar, benzoin, and vetiver. This is beautiful to me. And let me say, it annoys me. It sticks in my craw. It grinds my gears. It gets on my fucking nerves. When I hear for over and over and over again, fragrance reviewers say, "Oh, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. This is fantastic." What the fuck does any of that mean? Okay, you know, so, but really, I have to, I can't describe this without saying beautiful at least once. Give me one. Just give me one. It's mature, it's green, it's grounded and earthy, but it is still, you know, got this ethereal, wispy, powdery, sweet thing going on. This is your head in the clouds with your feet on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, you're good and grounded, but you are open to possibilities, to just, you know, taking a leap of sorts. Like, this is beautiful to me. It really does feel like an engagement. You know what I mean? A wedding day, something of that sort. This is that phase in relationship to me, where there's still sweetness, but you all have roots at this point. You know what I mean? You've got roots. So that's Prada Iris. It's called Infusion de Iris, I believe. I always just call it Prada Iris because that's just a lot to say for me, especially since I'm going to say it wrong every time. But moving a bit forward, moving into, all right, we here now. We've been here. Ain't nothing, you can't shake nothing. I can't tap at this point. Like, we know each other real good. The fronts are off. Like, we're good and grounded. We know how to please one another. We're not guessing no more. You know what I mean? I know how to float your boat and you mine. You know what I mean? I know how to take you off too, but that's not what we're talking about. We're focusing on the loving aspects of this. But this is a mature relationship where things are really just, it's steeped. You know what I mean? Everything's woven into one another and had time to marinate, and it's sticky and sweet and wonderful, and it's honest, and it's the truth at this point. Your love is solid and it's not going anywhere, and people recognize it from a mile away. For that, forgive my little dirty bottle. My bottle's all cloudy. C Intense, Armani C Intense. Which is a fragrance that had to grow on me. I went into this one kicking and screaming. I believe I said so when I did a review of this. I saw the bottles over and over again, all the time, everywhere. People, oh, so wonderful. Again, gorgeous, wonderful. Like, and I refuse this because I maintain a hard stance off the beaten path. But here I am, in love with this. This is going to be a staple. This is something I'm going to keep around me. I know how it wears. I know what to expect from it. Like, it holds me down. Like, it's an easy grab on a day where I'm not sure what else to get. I know this is going to work. You know, and I know I'm going to be, you know, get pleasure from this. This is that for me. This is long haul. This is marriage. This is, child, you ain't doing nothing I ain't seen before. I know you. You know, it's that, and it's funny that I went into this kicking and screaming, and I very much am a person who's like, I ain't never getting there. But you never know. Perhaps I'll find myself someday, just as with this, you know, it's succumbing to it and realizing that, oh, this ain't so bad after all. So that's that for me. And then just giving a shout out to And forgive me for bypassing going through all of the notes breakdown and stuff of that because I already reviewed it. And maybe I will. Child, I don't know how to do it. One of y'all tell me how to do it. If I haven't figured it out by the time you see this video, how to do the little link to show that I already did. You know, and then you can click it and go see the other review. I'm gonna ask my daughter. She's 13. They know everything. 14. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna bypass the notes breakdown in good faith that I will be able to figure out how to link this video to that one. Moving right along, having gone through all those phases in partnership, I want to talk about, you know, a happy, grown-ass, accomplished, comfortable in her own skin and in her own home, an attribute to her work and to her family and to all of the people who call her friend. Just a good, solid woman, single and happy and in love with self. I'm giving Cocoa Woods by Nest. I don't know why this just gives me those vibes. It's, hold on, Fragrantica is moving slower than I am. Come on, baby. Come on, you got this. Had to make sure I'm not running out of time. My phone likes to be like, what you think this is? Okay. So this came out in 2018. It's considered a woody spicy. It, in the top notes, has, come on, where the notes? They don't even have them divvied up. So it's cacao, sequoia, tiara flower, sandalwood, and ginger. Bada bing, bada boom. It is what it is. What you see is what you get. It's not terribly complex. It's gorgeous. It's sweet, but it's got boundaries. You know what I mean? It's got some edge to it. It is quite mature, but it's also very, very inviting and enveloping. It's cozy. You know, chocolate is an aphrodisiac. It's sexy. It's got ginger. It's healing. I like this. I like it a lot. It's a scent I go to often. It reminds me very vaguely of which one is it? Is it New York Nights? Bond number 9 New York Nights? Like that, but it's got a little more spice to it. And it's a little woodier, but it does in a sense remind me of that. That part is neither here nor there, but this definitely screams that to me. This is auntie who's decided, you know, marriage is not for me. I'm cool. I'm traveling. I'm doing things. You know, you need a borrow something, I got it for you. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm the life of the party, I got a smoke and a drink. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I chose a path that suits me. And I'm in love with myself. I'm in love with this life I'm leading. I'm in love with my path. I'm in love with my passions. You know what I mean? Everything's aligned. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. That's Cocoa Woods for me. So I wanted to make sure I included that while I'm presenting aspects of love, because there is love, you know what I mean, in people who decide to opt out of traditional relationships, period. So I wanted to account for that here too while we're talking about Valentine's Day, because some of us going to be by ourselves. Willfully so. So that was that for me. It was fun to do. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know, you know, what fragrances come across to you like love in a bottle. What you gonna be rocking this Valentine's Day and all of that good stuff. That's it. Holler at me in the comment section. I'm always happy to meet and greet you all as I'm growing myself in the fragrance community. It's been real. I hope you all have a beautiful Valentine's Day if I don't upload anything before then. Is there anything else that needs to be said? No? I don't think so. I don't think it is. All right. With love, I bid you adieu. And until next time, I pray you be well. All right? Deuces.